Hey y'all, let's do a reading, shall we? I specifically sort of talked to the universe today about those of you who are experiencing some type of unprecedented success. Like, of course it's precedented. Like, of course you deserve it. You're in the right place right now. But, often when we get to a place where things seem a little too good to be true, then we start to question. And if that's the case, and that you find yourself watching tarot because you're like, well, is this too good to be true? What's the scoop on this? Then here we are. This video is for you. Breeze and Light Seers deck today. I think a lot of times, of course, this happens with love, especially if we've had, let me straighten this, there we go. If we've had sort of a run of lessons rather than partners, and then suddenly someone comes into our life who's amazing and who seems perfect, and we're like, wait a second. But it's completely normal to have these sort of questions. Let's just see if we can answer them, huh? So normally I do shuffle the deck beforehand, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I've been shuffling it online. You have the Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. We're going to do a 5-card spread. We have the Ace of Wands. I have the High Priestess too. She came out today. Oh, the Ace of Swords, the World, and the Queen of Cups. Yeah. This is about love. It's about love, isn't it? It's more than love, because obviously, like, if your vibration is attracting this perfect partner, then your whole thing has changed, right? Your whole deal has changed. So it's more than about this love, it's about this whoa. It's like if you are, used to living in an 800 square foot apartment, and then suddenly you're living in a big old house with a big old yard and a winding staircase, and the sun comes in every morning. Your apartment before was in the basement. Like everything has changed. Your environment has changed. You have changed. And this person in your life has changed. I love it. I love this. So for some reason, I'm using the little animal deck to clarify, because it called to me. Wow. Y'all. I love this. Whoever you are, you're in a good place. What are you doing watching tarot? Let's find out. I think also we sometimes hold ourselves back a little bit. And sometimes, from a psychological perspective, we're not necessarily aware of how much we deserve it, because we've sort of gotten used to the alternative. We've gotten used to the things that we've experienced before. How I know people who had perfect access to abundant happiness, and they ran away from it. So not everybody is ready to be happy and loved, and I know that, and it's sad. It hurts both people, maybe more than two people. Yeah, there's a lot of 5 of Cups running around, is what the universe is telling me when that happens. But can't do anything about it. So here we are. You've accepted this level of happiness. Yeah. And there's still a little bit of you that's like, wait a second. Let me watch some tarot. Let's figure out if this is for real. Okay, here we are. Ace of Wands. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. There's still some weeding out you need to do. There's still some weeds in your garden that you need to get up and get gone. You need to get rid of those weeds. you know exactly who I'm talking about. They kind of sitting back. They kind of sitting in the shadows, watching you glow up, and they're hanging on. They're communicating, but they're not giving you what you need right now. They're not supporting you in the way that you now need to be supported. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, you're counting them up and you're cutting them out, and that's okay. That's if you had that one question, you're like, Rose, I've got these people, these energies, this stuff, this whatever that I'm still holding on to from my old life, and I wonder, do I need to hold on to it or can I let it go? No, count it up, cut it off. Definitely. This is most likely influences of this sort of past life that you had, and I want you to look real carefully. They may have been fun to hang out with. It may have been serendipitous when they were in your life. You may have had they may have been a support in one way or another, but I need you to ask yourself, did they assist you? And were they really there when the times were tough? Did they assist you in getting to this new path? And I mean really, not just like a cheerleader, a little cheerleader going, yeah, oh yeah, but I mean, did they actually assist? What kind of help did they offer you when you were on your road? And normally I'm not that cutthroat, but I think you need to be at this point because there's a lot of new opportunities for you coming up, and you've got to cut old weight to be able to move forward. All right, why is the High Priestess here? That's another litmus test that you can use is how aligned are you spiritually with this element of it? You know, the people that you were wondering, like, man, is our relationship expired? Like, can they move forward with me instead of holding me back? If you have any doubt in your mind, look at how you are in tune vibrationally, how you are in tune spiritually. Are they on your level? And I don't mean that. I mean that with compassion. Like, can y'all talk about spirituality in the same breath as everything else? Because I think that you can. Okay, High Priestess. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Dang. We've got the Five of Wands, and we've got Justice, and we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you're integrating your awareness of the universe into your daily practice and your life. Like it's like if you're a poet or a songwriter or an artist, you're finally at the place where you're very aware, like where your source is, where the source of your lyrics is coming from. And before, you had this sort of vague idea, and when you got into a flow, you were just like in the flow, and you knew that that was something special, but now you really see it as at the level that it is, and you see it for the relationship with the universe and the relationship in a spiritual sense that it is. I love that. That's amazing. That's fantastic. And it's basically the universe held it back from you. I mean, you could only be aware of what you could be aware of at the time, right? And this is the time, and it's like, pull back the curtain, you know? It's like the Wizard of Oz, pull back the curtain, and this is how it works. This is how it works. And you're like, oh, okay, that's how it works. It's like this, there's this scene from Big Fish. Have you seen this movie, Big Fish? It's this basically long, sort of fantastic story of this guy's life. But when he's a little kid, he goes to this witch's house, right? And she's got a glass eye, and the story is that if you look into, he goes with a lot of boys and they're going to like bully her, but if you go to the witch's house and you look into her glass eye, you see how you die. And so the boys did that. They looked into her glass eye and they saw how they were going to die, and like they freaked out, you know? But the main character of the story looks at her eye, sees how he's going to die, and he's like, oh, that's how it happens. And that's the kind of attitude that you have right now. I feel like you've seen the curtain's been pulled back on the mysteries of the universe, and you're like, oh, that's how it happens. It's really, really cool. Anyway, more confirmation that, you know, you can have associates in your life, but you know, the steady friends of your yesteryear might be expired. You know what I mean? We've got the Hanged Man underneath the Ace of Swords. We have the Queen of Cups. And it's interesting because like I have been skipping the middle and been going to the world, but not now. So we've got some weird feedback. Okay. The Seven of Wands. Yeah. So there is this you will be tested, right? So even if this is an old energy and it's something that you're very comfortable with and you've got that aha moment all the time and you're in awe of the universe and you know exactly who you are and what you want to do, you're still going to be tested, right? And I don't mean that tested in a malicious way from the universe. I just mean that things are going to come into your life which are going to challenge that. And whether it's intentional from the universe or whether it's just part of the deal, right? So building a strong case for your enlightenment is important. Does that make sense? It's like you're not like sitting down and saying, oh, that's how it happens, and knowing what you know is not quite enough. You actually have to investigate it a little bit more. This is sort of a message from the universe of, hey, you might want to have an elevator pitch for your enlightenment. You might want to have, I would start writing about it personally. If you're not already a poet or a songwriter or a writer, I would start. I think now is a great time. With this Ace of Swords, absolutely. Queen of Cups, yes. And then you've really got to fight for it a little bit. Like, it's not enough to say, and then sit back in this big, easy chair of knowing the universe. Boom, here I am, I have arrived. No, it doesn't really work like that. You've kind of got to fight for it a little bit. You have to fight to keep your knowledge and fight from sometimes becoming an asshole about it, to be honest, because that takes you off course. You know, if you become so sort of self-righteous about it or so comfortable in that easy chair of knowing the meaning of the universe, then you're going to get way off course. Okay? All right. So having that third eye open, knowing, seeing, and then fighting for it. And you might be in the position where you're fighting for other people based on the information that you've received, right? You might be an activist fighting for others based on what you know about the universe, about love, about source. Yeah? Okay. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and pull on the Queen of Cups since we have this feedback loop, because I feel like that is the next step in our story. It was probably, but that's okay. All right. I've been pulling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But today I didn't for some reason. But I want to kind of pull that back and get back on track. We'll give the world the last card. Oh, the Queen of Cups. Yeah, there's this vibration that you can kind of tap into. I don't know if you have lately, but there's this vibration out there. I'm gonna put the Wheel of Fortune back in. Let's remember that though was up at the world, at the High Priestess was. Woo! It's a little punch drunky. There's a little bit of punch drunkenness about this energy. I just, the only caution that I would give you is don't, enjoy it for sure. For sure, enjoy it, but don't get too lackadaisical. Like sometimes, especially, that was fast, especially if we have sort of, if we're moody or if we have sort of a tendency to sort of change and chameleon ourselves a little bit for other people, there can be maybe a suggestion in ourselves not to take anything too seriously now, right? And yes, of course, we shouldn't take anything too seriously, especially the small stuff. But I think the tendency might be to be a little too lackadaisical. Like, oh, someone took advantage of you. Well, big deal. Karma will make it right in the end. Yeah, well, karma will make it right in the end, absolutely. But there's also, like, you have to set boundaries in this reality as well, even more so, actually, than you did before. So if one of those boundaries is, hey, don't fuck with me and don't fucking slam into my car with no insurance, like, you have to, like, in the 3D world, you sort of have to you have to set those boundaries, and you have to fight for a 3D justice a little bit, right? So you can't just have this attitude of, oh, whatever, they'll get theirs in the end. You could kind of swing a little too far that way, is what I'm saying. Does that make sense? Okay. We have Temperance on the bottom of the world. Oh, yes. The Nine of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Death card. Yeah. Okay, here we go, peoples. Here we go. If you're in this blessed position that you worked really hard for, and also the universe has allowed you to see things that you never saw before, there are some MFs who need to get cut out. They really absolutely do. The universe is coming back to me and telling me this little chicken shit is whatever it is. But there's some real, they might even be future influences. They might be people coming into your life now that you do have success, now that you're earning money, now that you have this sort of confidence about you, that now that you've seen how things work, especially if you are in a position of monetary success, there's third party energy here. There's, we're a team energy that is not a team. They are keeping you from your world, from your everything, from your, twin powers, four elements unite, that, all that stuff. They're in your way. In the end, in the long run, in the energy, they're in your way. And you know who I'm talking about. If this resonates, there are some people out there who really are in it for themselves, and not just their cut. That's fine. That's fine. If they're working real hard so that they get their cut of the money and they're hustling for you, great. That's what it's all about. But they want more than their share, is what I'm saying. And if you have that instinct about somebody, trust your instincts these days. If they want something just for their own benefit, out. And it's not going to be easy to cut them out. I think there could be family members like this. Not going to be easy. And I'm not saying you have to cut them out completely. It's just that your previous relationship is going to have to end, and you're going to have to redefine your boundaries with them. Yeah, I mean, this is the cost of success. And you'll be able to see that because now you can kind of more accurately sense folks' trauma as well as their motivation. If you see they have that effed up motivation and they want you for something other than for your authentic self, or they want you to do things that are not true to yourself, that's probably a good litmus test. Like if they ask you to do something that's completely contrary to things that you've done before, because it'll either make a lot of money or it'll help them out. That's it. That's it. They might come around someday, but right now they're actually blocking you from your true potential. All right, Queen of Cups. Why is that here? It's so funny because I didn't say what I was gonna do. But it was what it was. We'll pull a couple of clarifiers between this feedback loop once we get settled with the Queen of Cups here. I wouldn't worry yourself too much about these relationships because the universe fills voids, right? So let's say, for example, that this is a father energy, and then the father. Let's say your father's always sort of gotten you to do things you don't want to do. Like, let's say your father's been always very flashy. Even when he didn't have anything, he wanted to flash it. And somehow you've seen that, and now you've pulled back from that way of life, even if you were like that at some point, just to chip off the old block. You've pulled back, and now you're successful. You're doing great things. And he's all up into your business. And creating those boundaries is not easy, but it's necessary. And I'm not saying that it won't change. It could change. It could change. He could change, but it's more important that you change than that you stay back behind and sink your ship with him. Right? Okay, Queen of Cups. Why is it here? The Sun. The Sun. The Tower. Yes. Five of Pentacles. And the High Priestess. Couple great feedback loops here with the High Priestess over here. So, yeah. Yeah, there's levels to this relationship that you have with the universe now. There's levels. So it's great because you're going to get to this level and you think, oh man, I figured this out, and it like greases the wheels for your next success. And then there's like this clearing out of people, energies, and you're like, I can't do this path with them, bye. And you clear them out like a snowplow. You just, they're gone. And then you go to the next level and you're like, oh, I didn't know there was another level. And then there's there's a couple elements that then you have to clear away at that point. And then there's another level and you're like, damn, what the? Like, I did not know that there was more to this. And when I'm talking about levels, I could be talking about success, levels of success and levels of notoriety, levels of societal awareness and celebrity, or I could just be talking about your levels of understanding, your awareness of the universe and your connection to it, your understanding also of yourself, of your how your personality, how your experience has been informed by your trauma, by your childhood, by everything, and you're starting to unravel, and you unravel and get up to that next level, and then you find out there's more. It's awesome, this sort of cyclical adventure, but it can be tiring. So I advise you, with this Tower and this Five of Pentacles, remind yourself that it's all about love. Remind yourself that you are on a constant journey, and then take rest. I do not burn both candles or the candle at both ends. Do not do that. Maybe that's what you've been doing like your whole life because you're a hustler and you've been boom, 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 and you've been in fifth gear all the fucking time. Slow your ass down right now. If you're watching this and this is resonating with you, slow your ass down. Take your rest. Take lots of rest. You are not a lazy person. If you sleep 8 hours a night, you are not a lazy person. If you have to rest on the weekends and take a nap on the couch, you are not a lazy person. You need rest. In this journey, this spirituality needs physical rest. Your body needs to be rested. You need that safe space. So that's my advice to you. Take your rest. Even if other people go, oh man, you sleep too much. Fuck them. Fuck them. Don't literally fuck them, please. Just like tell them to fuck off. Okay, I feel like this is a very specific energy. Whoever you are, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let's go ahead and pull 3 cards. This might take a minute. So, yeah. What else can I tell you about? That's pretty much it, dudes. That's pretty much it. I think anything else would be a little too much to take. You've got a lot. If I were you and this resonated and you've watched it this far, I would watch this video again because I pulled out some real nuggets. And it might not be a bad idea to watch it again. Just saying. Motivational, maybe. Maybe even use this as your motivational speech. Okay, that was it. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. Very, very common in this energy. This 4 of Pentacles is hold on to what you got. Wait, what? No, it's not upside down. Okay, 7 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. Need I say more? Need I say more? No, I need not say more. This is the time, number 1, to eliminate this third party energy that might be out. They might be in it for their own reasons, and it might be family, okay? It might be family. It might be time to say, you know what? This has been great, but we can't be as close as we used to be right now. You're an adult now, right? You're an adult. Yeah, so you're in this protective bubble. You're in this protective bubble and you are holding space for your own future. You love that, right? Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. This is absolutely you. If you don't want kids, you don't want kids. If you don't whatever is your most happiness, bliss, love, existence in this 3D dimension, you've got it. You've already got it. It's just a matter of taking the little walk to it. That's it. You're just taking a little walk to it. And along the way, you've got to sort of clear the path of these third-party energies and of this conflict, a little bit of conflict. That's it. But just stay humble and get some sleep. Okay, that's it. You guys are fantastic. Remember that there's no readings that come out of a vacuum. Every reading is influenced by the reader as well as the time in which it's pulled, and good luck.